Frank Messer along with Bill White and Phil Rizzuto as the Yankees try to come back in this second game after losing the opener to the Chicago White Sox by a score of 6-1. And the Yankees faced a young pitcher, Tom Bradley, who was just, unbeatable this afternoon. He struck out 8 men in the ball game. In fact, a total of 19 men went down on strikes. Mel Stottlemyre was the starter and loser for the Yankees. He also struck out 8 men. And relief pitcher Rob Gardner pitched 1 inning and struck out the side, although in between he was tagged for 1 run on 2 base hits and a double steal. So the White Sox lead the series 2-1, and the Yankees will try to even it up here in the second game behind Mike Kekich. And the Yankee lineup has been changed around just a little bit, and Bill White, we're a little surprised to find out that Richie Allen will not be starting in the second game for the Chicago White Sox. We understand it's the first time this year he will not have started a ball game.
And Richie simply being rested by manager Chuck Tanner. Richie played all the ball games, as you mentioned, Frank Messer, and evidently there's nothing at all wrong with him. Tanner just wants to get him some rest.
And I'll tell you, with Richie Allen resting, Tanner's got a pretty potent pinch hitter on that bench if he needs one.
That's right.
We'll be back with the starting lineups for the second game in just 1 minute.
So the Yankees return home from this, the longest road trip of the season. They'll be home Tuesday night, June 13th, with the same contending Chicago White Sox. Chuck Tanner's exciting team, which features sluggers like Dick Allen with 8 home runs and 34 runs batted in. Bill Melton, who hit his 5th home run of the year in the first ball game. And Bill also is last year's home run hitter with 33, the leading hitter in the American League. Carlos May, an excellent hitter. Pat Kelly, who's the league's second leading hitter so far this year. Knuckleballer Wilbur Wood, Tom Bradley, who won that first game, and our old friend Stan Bonson, who started against the Yankees but didn't last. They'll play 3 consecutive night games at Yankee Stadium Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, June 13th, 14th, and 15th. Now, this is a White Sox team that just might be in the thick of things in the American League West. Good seats are available at all Yankee ticket outlets.
A good crowd here at White Sox Park. If you weren't with us for the first game, this crowd is over 40,000. I would have to think it's that day. And it's going to bring the weekend series total up above the 100,000 mark for this series between the White Sox and the Yankees here in Chicago. The wind is flowing in, so the pitchers have a friend of Mother Nature in the ball game, although that didn't cut down Bill Melton's home run in the first one. And Bill White, you have the lineup for the second game?
Yeah, right, Frank. The Yankees will lead off with Horace Clarke, and the Hawks will play second base. Rusty Torres will play right field, and he'll bat second. Batting third and playing center field, the fellow with the hot bat, Bobby Mercer. Roy White will play left field, and he'll bat in his familiar cleanup slot. Felipe Alou moves in to play first base, and he will bat fifth as Ralph Houck is going with his right-handed hitters against his rookie left-hander, Lehman. Johnny Ellis will catch, and he'll bat sixth. Al Lanier will play third base, and he'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, switch-hitting Gene Mike. The pitcher will be the left-hander, Mike Kekich. Kekich is pitching with an ERA of, let's see, Mike has won 4 games and he's lost 4. For the Chicago White Sox, Walt Williams will play right field and he'll lead off. Luis Alvarado will play second base and bat second. Carlos May will be the left fielder and he will bat third. Rich Allen getting a rest, given a rest by his manager Chuck Tanner. Rick Reichert will play center field and he'll bat in the cleanup slot. Bill Melton at third base will bat fifth. Mike Andrews will bat sixth. And the big fellow will shift to second base, and he'll play first base in his second ball game. Rich Morales will play shortstop, and he'll bat seventh. Brinkman will be the catcher, and he will bat eighth. And Lehman will pitch, and he'll bat ninth. See, Lehman's looking at his record. He's in his 7th ball game for the Sox. He started 1 game, no complete games. He's only pitched 10 2/3 innings. He's given up 7 hits and 4 earned runs in those 10 2/7 innings. So he has the ERA of 3.37. So a couple of left-handers. Lemons, who has won 4 and lost 4, will be pitching. Lemons, who has won none and lost none, will be pitching for the White Sox. And Mike Kekich, who has won 4 and lost 4, will be on the mound for the Yankees. Lemons has the ERA of 3.37. Kekich 2.66. Rick Reichert, who's batting in the cleanup spot for the White Sox, has collected 4 hits and 6 at-bats. And he's batted at 6 runs against the Yankees. So in the first 2 games of the current series. So Reichert inserted by Chuck Tanner into the cleanup spot. Now the manager, Chuck Tanner for the White Sox, and Ralph Houck for the Yankees are out giving their lineup to the umpires. And they will move around clockwise. Umont now, Frank Umont behind the plate. Jim Odom down at first base. Don Dinkinger at second. And Ron Luciano moves from behind the plate down to umpire at third. Can you give these scores, Frank?
Why not?
I'll give them quickly. Kansas City 7, Boston 5. The first game of a doubleheader. The winner, Fitzmaurice. The loser, Ray Cope. Home runs in that ball game by Harper for Boston. Paul Shaw got the big one for Kansas City. His second of the year with the bases full in the 6th. So Kansas City 7, Boston 5. They will play another ball game. Cleveland beat California 6-4. Wilcox the winner. Clark the loser. As the White Sox take the field. Catfish Hunter and the Oakland A's shut Baltimore out 2-0. Beat Mike Cuellar and saddled him with his 5th loss. And Oakland also picked up 2 runs in the very first inning of the second ball game. They lead Baltimore 2-0 after 3.5 innings of play. Dave Hamilton against Doyle Alexander. Detroit shut out Minnesota 3-0. Tom Zimmerman is now 4-4. Homer in that the game by Mickey Stanley. Texas 9, Milwaukee 0 after 8 innings of play. Atlanta beat the Mets 9-3. Matlack the loser. Schuler the winner. Home runs by Evans and Staub. San Diego 1, Chicago Cubs 1 after 4 full innings of play. Andy Hundley picked up his home run first of the year tonight for the, he hit it in the 5th. So the White Sox at least lead that ball game 2-1 after 4.5. Well, they're in the 4.5 minutes, top of the 5th. Cincinnati shut out Philadelphia 2-0. Billingham won his 3rd. Champion lost his 3rd. And Houston beat Montreal 5-0. The winner was Wilson. He's 1-4 and lost 4. The loser, Morton. He's 2-6. St. Louis is playing in Los Angeles. That'll be Bob Gibson against Claude Ortiz. San Francisco leads Pittsburgh 3-2 after 6.5 innings of play. Big home run there by the big fella Kingman, who hit his 14th of the year, which leads the Major League. Spear also got a home run for the San Francisco Giants. The Giants lead Pittsburgh 3-2 after 6.5, and they're scheduled for 2 games. Right here, after winning the first ball game from the Yankees 6-1, White Sox are sending out a rookie left-hander, Lehman's against the Yankees, and Horace Clark stepped in for the Yankees and stepping in behind the mic. Here's Frank Messer.
Okay, Bill White, thank you very much. And Horace Clark, batting .248 right now, takes a pitch in there for a called strike, says Frank Umont. And Clark doesn't believe it. Dave Lemons, making his 2nd start this year for the White Sox. He was in a couple of ball games for the Chicago Cubs a few years ago. Pitch. This is inside, and the count even 1-1. Well, in the first game, Tom Bradley was just superb for Chicago. He was from Asheville, North Carolina. This left-hander, Dave Lemons, is from about 120 miles from Asheville, Charlotte, North Carolina. Pitch is bounced to the third baseman, Melvin. He gloves it one-handed, throws to first, and Clark is down, 1 down. I'd have to say the Tar Heel State pretty well represented in this doubleheader. Both starting pitchers. Rusty Torres now. Torres had an 18-hit streak stop in the opener. Rusty Torres is our Getty Premium Player of the Week. He is safely in every game. For the last week, our week in judging the players starts on Sunday. Torres up there right-handed. Takes the pitch down low, ball 1. Torres didn't get the ball out of the infield in the opener. Struck out twice and grounded out twice to the second baseman. But he's had a good week. The players going to say, well, why not Bobby Mercer? Bobby Mercer's had 3 excellent days. But over the course of the week, he gets to be rusty. He steps out. He's got some kind of a problem down there talking to Frank Umont. This program is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any publication, reproduction, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express consent of the Yankees is prohibited. Murray swings and misses a high pitch, and it's 1-1. Beautiful, clear, cool day here in Chicago with a bright sun beating down. And the next pitch from Lemons. best pitch. It's swung out and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dick Hauser in the shadow down at third base, coaching for the Yankees, and Elston Howard in the bright sunshine, coaching over at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rusty Torres. Lemon fields. Just missed outside. The catcher, Chuck Brinkman, thought it was a strike and started to fire down to third. White Sox have Carlos May in left field, Rick Reichert in center, and Walter Williams in right. And the pitch to Rusty, swung out and missed. Knocked by Brinkman. He tags Torres out and starts the ball around the infield. So it's been a day for strikeouts so far. The batter will be Bobby Mercer. Hey now, for every home run hit today by a Yankee player, your friends at ASCO Financial Services will donate a set of 9 baseball gloves to a deserving youth group in the Yankee broadcast area. So listen closely, as your group may be a lucky recipient. Bobby Mercer has caused 45 gloves to be given away. He's hit 5 home runs so far this year. He takes low, ball 1. Bobby went 2 for 4 in the first game. He is batting .267. Raised his average 61 points. He's hitting .206 over in Milwaukee. He swings on this one, line to base into right field. Chased down by Walter Williams, and Mercer settles for single. He started to go to second. But better of it, as Walter Williams has a good arm out there in right field, and Mercer has another base hit.
Williams cut down Munson trying to go from first to third on Mercer's base hit in the opening game of this series. And Bobby, seeing the display of that arm then, decided that discretion was a better part of valor.
Bobby now has 14 hits. I'm sorry about that. I was reaching for a note, knocked the microphone over. 14 hits in his last 20 at bats. Roy White swings on the first pitch, pops it up right at the plate. The catcher, Chuck Brinkman, is under, and he makes the catch to the guy on the side. So Roy White, first ball inning, pops up the shaft to Brinkman, who caught it just a step back in foul territory. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Mercer left at first. And at the end of 1/2 inning, it's the Yankees nothing, and the White Sox coming to bat.
Sunoco, it's the call to action for your machine. If you're a man of action, then you have it. At the sign of the action, gasoline. Sunoco.
What a feeling when man and machine are one and the road's wide open ahead. Answer the call to action.
Sunoco. It's the call to action for your machine. If you're a man of action, then you have it. At the sign of the action, gasoline. Sunoco.
Action. Sunoco makes it happen with a custom blending pump. It automatically blends 260, the highest octane gasoline at any station, into every gallon of premium, middle premiums, even regular. That's how you get 260 action, and it can really turn your engine on.
Well, we keep telling you that these exciting Chicago White Sox will be at the stadium for 3 night games starting June 13th, June 14th, and June 15th. A chance to come out and see the White Sox new slugger, Dick Allen. Of course, Dick will certainly be there. And this guy's an excellent ball player. He can do a lot more things than a baseball. He's an excellent base runner. And he scored on the top end of a double steal here this afternoon. He goes first and third on you. He can also throw you with the glove. Come on out and see a relaxed Dick Allen and the Chicago White Sox. 3 night games at Yankee Stadium, June 13th, 14th, and 15th. All right, Frank.
I'll do my best to be there. Time called as third base umpire Ron Luciano had gone out in left field to get something or other, fell out of the stands, looked like a big cardboard box. And now we're ready to go. Walter Williams is batting .228. He's a right-hand hitter. Mike Kekich into the windup. Big left-hander deals. High, ball 1. Kekich is making his 10th start. He's won 4 and lost 4. He has not pitched a complete game. And has a good earned run average of 2.66. This pitch is foul back. This is his third run average on the Yankee starting pitchers. Kekich 266, Klein 211. Peterson 339, Stottlemyre 213, and you would think they would have won more ball games, but the Yankees have not scored too many runs. Pitch is hit in the air to right field. Torres drifting back under it. makes a basket catch chest high. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause for station identification.
You are listening to Radio 81, WGY, a General Electric broadcasting station in Schenectady, New York.
Yankee starting pitchers are 15 and 18, despite some very good earned run averages. The pitching has been very fine. Here's Luis Alvarado, the second baseman, a right-hand batter, hitting .214. Yankees wheels and deals. Alvarado takes inside. Yankees had one of his finer games last year, pitched against the White Sox at Yankee Stadium. He pitched a one-hitter. The only hit was a home run by Mike Andrews. Swing and a miss by Alvarado. 1-1. We start to tell you, Bobby Mercer, 14 hits in his last 20 at-bats. That figures out to 700. Yankee rocks over the rubber, and here's the pitch. He bunts at it and misses for a strike.
Frank, that reminds me a bit of Koufax and Drysdale. When the Dodgers had a weak hitting ball club, and Drysdale heard that Sandy Koufax had pitched a no-hitter, and Don said, "Who won the ball game?"
There's a strike, 3 call. Alvarado is out of there. Well, I'll tell you, I saw it broadcast a no-hitter that was lost.
Got to give the other guy credit, though. He kept somebody from scoring, too.
That's right. Final score was 2-1. Steve Barber and Stu Hunter combined pitch no-hitter. And they lost. I think Barber won something like 11 men in that ball game. And a 1-run scored on a wild pitch and another one on an error. Carlos May, the batter. Left-hand hitter, takes low, ball 1. Carlos May, batting .287. 3 home runs, 25 runs batted in. He's second to Dick Allen in RBIs in this club. Next pitch coming to him. High. He and Allen are both left-hand hitters. The White Sox get some power from either Rick Reichard or Bill Melvin or both. They're going to be awfully tough. This pitch is wide and past Clark, base hit. Out of center field, Torres cuts it off in front of Bobby Mercer, drops it, and now to throw to second base. He is out of there. Gene Michael takes Torres' throw. Carlos May is out, and Michael may have been spiked by Carlos May coming in. Gene Michael made the play, held on to the ball, and he may have been spiked. We'll check and see, because he was holding his hand, but now he comes off the field okay. At the base hit, and May is out. 9-6. Torres to Gene Michael. The side is retired, and at the end of 1, the score. Yankees nothing and the White Sox nothing.
A few years ago, ABCO Financial Services was unknown. Today, we're one of the world's largest financial service companies. Every 3 seconds, we loan money to someone. So when you come into ABCO, you come into money. Because if you deserve the credit, at ABCO you get it. Spread the word. ABCO Financial Service.
When you believe in people,
You know how a team comes up with a big inning and suddenly it's a new ball game? Well, Carte Blanche has turned the credit card business into a brand new card game by putting helpful people between you and their computer. People who can answer your questions and get back to you when you have a problem. Not in weeks or months, but in days. Now that's what I call a real team approach. Pick up an application soon, wherever you see the Carte Blanche welcome sign. You'll get services that matter from people who care. Carte Blanche, a subsidiary of ABCO.
Leading off the second inning for the Yankees, Felipe playing at first base in this game, did not play in the opener, and the grounds crew is collecting some trash out there in center field. There's a stiff wind blowing. It's blowing some trash out of the stands. Well, they went out there and did a little housekeeping. Felipe Alou, batting .234. Wind up in the pitch to him. Check swing, and it is low. Kansas City beat Boston 7-5 in that first game. Next pitch. the left side of the infield. The shortstop, Morales, calling for it. The wind blows it back in toward the mound, and he stays with it to make the catch. That is a strong wind and is a factor in the ball game. Wind blew 2 balls out of play in the first game. Blew one away from White Sox catcher Ed Herman and blew another one away from Yankee second baseman Horace Clark. Both of them falling in foul territory. John Ellis did not play in the opener. Ellis is batting .281. Right-hand hitter, of course, takes high, ball 1. This is the Yankees' 4th doubleheader this year, so it's only the 4th time John Ellis has started behind the plate. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball and a strike. Hal Lanier is on deck. And the 1-1 deal. Ellis hits it sharply on the ground. Is short. Morales has it deep. Sets and throws. And Ellis is out. Morales was back at the edge of the grass to get to that one. And he throws Ellis out. 2 away. And here comes Hal Lanier, the Yankee third baseman in this game. Lanier is batting .190. He did not play in the opener. Chicago won the first game by a score of 6-1. Lanier takes over but low. And the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Lanier waiting. Chokes up just a bit on the bat handle. And he swings and misses for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hal Lanier. Gene Michael is on deck. Left-hander Dave Lemon into the wide. The kick and the pitch. Line down the left field line. It's going to be a foul ball, however. It hit the railing in front of the seats down in the left field corner. Foul. Ball is chased down by Carlos May, and he flips it to a youngster in the stands. And the next pitch to Lanier, hit on the ground at second base. Dug up there by Alvarado, is pegged to first, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down go the Yankees, and at the end of 1.5, the scores: New York nothing and Chicago nothing.
Hello, beer drinkers. If you're dissatisfied with your present brand of beer, I'd like to switch you to Schaefer. Right here, right now, right over your radio. How? By giving you 2 very good reasons. Your first glass of Schaefer and your second. Your first cold Schaefer really tastes great. Smooth and frosty bright. Could almost make you a Schaefer drinker all by itself. But here's the clincher. Your second Schaefer. It actually tastes just as bright and just as rewarding as the first one. Now, these 2 reasons ought to be enough to switch you over to Schaefer beer. But just in case they're not, remember, there are more reasons where those came from.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
One of the big events at Yankee Stadium is coming up pretty soon, Bat Day, and it's always a big event. Once again, every young fan 14 and under who is accompanied by an adult will receive a wonderful Hillerich and Bradby Little Big League bat. That will have the autograph or name of a popular Yankee on each bat, plus the New York Yankee team name. So Bat Day, that's June 18th. That's also Father's Day at Yankee Stadium. So bring your entire Little League team, Dad, and get a Little Leaguer's bat for all of them, his or her. Bat Day at Yankee Stadium, June 18th. That's Sunday. All right, Frank Besser.
Rick Reichert leads it off here, Bill White. Right-hand hitter. Reichert is batting .275, and he takes a strike. The Pittsburgh Pirates have scored 2 runs in the top half of the 8th inning, and now lead San Francisco 4-3 at the end of 7.5. Dave Jusky now in the pitch for Pittsburgh. This pitch is hit to left field, and Roy White got it. What a catch! Great running catch by Roy White going toward the line of a sinking line drive off the bat of Reichert. That was a fine play. tilted back at that ball, Bill.
And Reichert's really hitting the ball hard. He's smashing the ball. He's 4 for 6 in this series with 6 runs batted in. And I tell you, if he keeps hitting like that, he's going to find a place for himself in this lineup. Jay Johnstone started the first game for the White Sox, but they might have that Reichert in there all the time.
His first 2 home runs will be here. Bill Melvin now. Right-hand hitter. Takes up high, ball 1. Melton, who led the American League in homers last year with 33, has 5 this year. Batting .224, 19 runs batted in. Melton hit his 5th home run of the year in the first game off Mel Stottlemyre. Only the 2nd home run given up by Stottlemyre. Next pitch. A strike is called. Frank Humont sort of lifts the right thumb up in the air. He doesn't give much of a hand sign.
He's been around too long to exert himself.
That's right. And the next pitch coming. High. Only other home run hit off Mel Stottlemyre this year was by who? Ball that over, and I'll give you the answer in a minute. And the pitch. Low. Ball 4. Melton is on. First walk allowed by Kekich. Now, Bill Kane told you that's not fair.
Oh, you're asking me?
Oh, I was asking. No. I was asking the folks out there in the audience. It was Bobby Darwin of Minnesota at Yankee Stadium.
I don't think Darwin's hit one since, has he?
I don't know. Second time around. Right-hand hitting, Mike Andrews now takes a high and away, ball 1. We told you Kekich pitched a one-hitter against the White Sox last year. And the one hit was a home run by Mike Andrews. Andrews has power. He's got 3 homers, 16 runs batted in. He's batting .261. Melton, the runner at first, and the pitch. Out with the head, Thurman Munson, or rather John Ellis to the backstop. Ellis chases the ball down. And Melton goes to second on what will be ruled a wild pitch. And the wild pitches continue. It is just amazing how many we've seen.
Looking at the paper, Frank, Bobby Darwin's batting .241 for the Twins. He has 6 home runs and 25 runs batted in. And offhand, I would think that was his 6th home run of the year. The one he hit off Stottlemyre.
All right, here's the pitch. In there for a called strike to Andrews, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike with Bill Melton now at second on the wild pitch.
Yep.
He's had one since that one. That was early this season. Kekich checks second. Left-hander holds the set. Now turns it loose, and a changeup is high. Ball 3, 3-1 to Andrews. They play Andrews as a full hitter on the infield and the outfield. White and left, Mercer in center, Torres in right. Lanier at third, Michael at short, Clark at second, Alou at first, and John Ellis catching. Ellis flashes the sign. Kekich comes set at the belt. And the pitch. Strike 2 is called. He came with an overhand curveball, and the count is full, 3-2. Joe Larnett, the third base coach. Al Monchak, the first base coach, shouting something down to the hitter Andrews. Chuck Downer runs his glove, standing on the dugout step. With the Yankees in the field, Houck is back on the bench right now, sitting down. 3-2 pitch coming. Here it is. Hit in the air to right field. Rusty Torres started back. Now he's got to come in, but he gets there and makes the catch. Fires into second base. Not in time. It was close. Melton just didn't get back. Melton playing it halfway, and Rusty Torres fired a strike in there to Gene Michael. And Melton is safe, but it was close.
You can hear these fans ooh and awe at Torres, at the arm of Rusty Torres.
He has a good arm. And like most outfielders with good arms, likes to show it off. And you can't blame him.
It also intimidates the other team when they see a guy who can throw like that. That's why many times people would think it would be a useless throw. In the long run, it's a good throw for the outfielder because he's simply letting everybody know he can throw.
Now George Morales taking a pitch down low, ball one.
I've seen Clemente many times on balls hit down the line. A guy to go first base, he'll stop. He won't even attempt to go for two because he knows that he can throw.
Morales, right-hand batter. Looks to the curve. Strike call. Morales is batting .213. Catcher Chuck Brinkman is on deck. Checks the runner and delivers. Pitch is fouled back off the mask of the plate umpire Frank Umont. White Sox, before this series, recall Jimmy Lytle, former Yankee outfielder from their minor league farm club. They sent him down there to work his leg back in shape. He had a leg injury. Sent him down to Tucson to work it back into shape, and now he is back with him. Today they called up Cecilio Acosta, right-hand pitcher. 1-2 pitch, just outside. Yankees today called up left-hander Rob Gardner. Brings the Yankee roster back up to 25 men, I believe. Steve Fly will join the club down in Texas, having completed his 2 weeks Army. A ball, and the count is now 3-2 on the right-hand hitting Morales. White Sox won the opener 6-1. Tom Bradley all the way for the win. Stottlemyre the loser. Bloomberg homered. So did Melton for Chicago. No score in this one here in the second. Kekich delivers. Curveball for a strike 3 call. And Melton just stood there with, or rather Morales stood there with the bat on his shoulder. The side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. A walk and a man left. And at the end of 2, the score. White Sox nothing and the Yankees nothing.
At the Getty Oil Company, we sell premium gasoline for a few cents less per gallon than most other major premiums. So you get extra gas for your money. In fact, if you drive around 12,000 miles a year and you use Getty Premium, you'll get enough extra gas to get you from New York across Delaware.
What's that thing with the spots, Dad?
That's a cow, son. Down through Charleston, South Carolina.
Look at all the spots on that cow, Dad.
That's a horse, son. And into the Sunshine State, Florida. A total of about 1,000 extra miles.
Come on, Dad. Lester is the pig's uncle.
That's a monkey, son. Getty, the company that gives you more gas for your money, so you get more miles for your money.
The Kansas City Royals beat the Boston Red Sox 7-5. In the second game, Boston did not score in their half of the first. Kansas City is just coming to bat. Cleveland beat California 6-4. In the first of 2, Oakland 2, Baltimore nothing. In the second ball game, they're in the 6th inning, and Oakland leads that ball game 2-0. Detroit beat Minnesota 3-0. That ball game is over. As did Texas over Milwaukee by the score of 10-0. Atlanta Braves beat the New York Mets 9-3. Chicago Cubs lead the San Diego Padres 3-0 after 6. And Cincinnati beat the Phillies 2-0.
Gene Michael leads off here, Bill, and takes a strike. Michael batting right, hitting .217, did not play in the first game. Another score for you here in a second. Right now, Levin's pitch to Michael. Sliced foul back to the right side. Houston shut out Montreal 5-0 on a 2-hitter by Don Wilson. I believe it is record 4-4. Cedeno homered in the ball game for Houston. Boynton was the loser. Michael fouls another one back into the crowd. Cardinals and the Dodgers scoreless at the end of 2.
That's Gibson and Austin. There might be a lot of zeros in that ball game.
Giants batting in the bottom half of the ninth with the Pirates leading 4-3. This was past the third baseman Melton down the left field line, base hit. He's going to try for 2. Here comes Carlos May's throw, and it is not in time. It's cut off by the shortstop Morales, and Michael goes in standing up. Some heads-up base running by Gene Michael. Well, Michael gets a 2-bagger. position. That's their second base hit of the ball game. And Gene Michael has his second double. He has 2 triples and 1 home run. Let's see how the Yankees play it with Mike Kekich. He's up there to bunt and fouls it back. Ideally now, Kekich would like to bunt down the third base line and make Melvin field it. This after third takes a lot of the science away from Buddy. He had to bunt that ball in the dirt for a sacrifice. He put it on the turf. You're in trouble. He pops this one up, and it's going to fall in. Michael goes to third, and the throw gets past. Alvarado covering first. Here comes Michael in to score, and Kekich holds up at first base. He popped the bunt up in the air, and it went over the pitcher and in front of the third baseman, Melvin. Then Melvin picked it up and threw the ball away. It'll be a base hit, and an error also on the play. The base hit for Mike Kekich, sending Michael to third, and they rule Michael scores on an error by the third baseman, Melvin, on his throw. There is no run batted in. They'll give Kekich a bunt single, but no RBI. Yankees lead 1-0. Hoss Clark up there. He bunts, and he pops this one up. Caught by the pitcher, throw to first base, and he's out at first. Kekich is out at first base, and Kekich and Elson Howard are going to argue the call. Howard trying to get himself in between Kekich and the umpire down there, Jim Odom. And now Ralph Houck goes out. Kekich throws his helmet down. Houck and Howard chasing Umont, or rather Odom, down the first base line. Kekich went back in head first. Umpire goes down to intervene. Kekich went back in head first. Now Houck gives up the argument. Goes back into the dugout, and there are 2 men away. Clark pops it up, and it's caught by Lemon. He threw it over to the first baseman, Mike Andrews, for the double play. 2 outs, and Rusty Torrey's the batter. Torrey struck out his first time up. He hadn't had the ball out of the infield today in the 2 ball games. He takes a strike. Torrey struck out twice in the opener and grounded out twice to the second baseman. It ended his 8-game hit streak. There's the lineup again by Lemons, the left-hander. The pitch inside. Torrey's hitting .236. He has 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. And the next pitch to him. Hit to the second baseman, Alvarado, on a bounce. The throw to first base, and he's out. The Yankees get 1 run on 2 hits. There was an error, and nobody left. At the end of 2.5, it's New York 1 and Chicago 0.
Here's exciting news from Carroll's for the whole family. Carroll's offers family fun game books free with any purchase. Each book has 4 games to play at home, in your car, wherever you are. And the back of each game is a valuable money-saving coupon for Carroll's Quality First booth. Hurry, get your free family fun game book with any purchase. 1 per family while the supply lasts. It's exclusive at Carroll's.
Every time that you are going to use your motorcycle, you must be wearing an approved helmet and goggles or face shield, even if your bike is equipped with a windscreen. This is Commissioner Vincent L. Toffany of the New York State Department of Motor Vehicles. The use of a helmet by both you and your riders on the motorcycle is for your safety and protection. Also, any time of the day or night that the bike is in motion, you must have your lights on. This will help ensure a safe journey for you and your riders.
The Yankees return from this long trail road trip for 3-night games with the Chicago White Sox in Yankee Stadium starting Tuesday, June 13th. Also a night on the 14th. That's a Wednesday. And another one on the 15th, the night game against the Chicago White Sox. Then Ted Williams brings his Texas Rangers in for 3 games. Climax by June 18th, which is Father's Day, and also Bat Day at the Yankee Stadium when all kids 14 and under who are coming by an adult will get a Hillerton-Bradby Louisville Slugger. So a big series coming up with the Chicago White Sox and the Texas Rangers from June 13th through the 18th. by Frank Messer.
Chuck Brinkman, the catcher, leads off here as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. Right-hand batter. And he takes a pitch down low, ball one. Chuck Brinkman is the younger brother of the shortstop in Detroit, Eddie Brinkman. And there's a startling resemblance between the two. Pitch is inside. They both wear glasses, the motorman-type goggle glasses. Both have some rather sharp nose features. Chuck is larger than his brother. He's 6'1", 185. Bounce pitch down the right field line. A Lewin pursuit. He'll not get to it. Ball bounces over the bullpen dugout and into the crowd. Chuck Brinkman has been up 4 times with 2 base hits, both singles. White Sox say they rate him as one of the finest throwing catchers in the league. Hits this one hop back to Kekich. Mike has it. Throws over to Alou at first base, and that's all for Brinkman, 1 away. The Yankees get on base. Pitcher Dave Lemon. He's a left-hand batter. Lemonds. He checks his swing and takes a strike. He's been up 2 times without a base hit. He has no record. He's started 1 game, also been used in relief. Kekich delivers. It's swung on and missed, strike 2. Beautiful, bright, sunshiny day here in Chicago, but it's getting cool now with that wind blowing in. Pitch is down low for a ball, 1-2. Wind up and the next pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Kekich strikes out Lemonds. His 3rd strikeout. Well, there have been a lot of people struck out today. Down the top of the order, Walter Williams. Williams flies to Torres in right his first time up. White Sox have only 1 base hit. There was Carlos May's single in the first inning, and Torres threw him out trying to go to second. Ball drops in for a strike on the right hand hitting Williams, and here's the final. Pittsburgh 4, San Francisco 3. Miller the winner, Johnson the loser. It's all over in San Francisco. Foul ball rocked into the third base dugout occupied by the Chicago White Sox. Somebody up down there with a white towel waving it out there. Don't hit another one over here, Walter. Straighten it out. Lanier plays him right on the line at third. Mercer over toward left in center field. White deep in left. Torres on a straightaway in right field. There's the windup by Kekich. Here's his pitch outside. This is a big ballpark. 352 to the foul line, 375 to the alleys, and 400 to center. A lot of ground to cover out there. Next pitch, cut on, ground ball left side. Lanier has it in front of Michael, gets to throw to first base in time, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3. Nothing across. And at the end of 3 innings of play, the score, the Yankees 1 and the White Sox nothing. That doubleheader is 2-0 Oakland at the end of 6.5. Detroit beat Minnesota 3-0. And Texas 10, Milwaukee 0. In the National League, Atlanta 9, New York 3. Cincinnati 2, Philadelphia 0. Houston 5, Montreal.
Has really had a torrid bat. He's 14 for 20, and he's raised his batting average up to 272. Bobby singled his first time against Lemons, and he takes a breaking ball that's too low for a ball. Now Bobby wants some more fine tar on his bat. He jogs back into the on-deck circle where Roy White's waiting. He gets a rag and adds a little bit more and a little rosin. Yankees ahead of this ball game 1-0 as we go into the top of the fourth. It'll be Mercer, White, and DeLue in that order. They're playing Bobby to pull. Walt Williams deep in right field. Rick Reichert's a step or two in right center. A big gap in left center as Carlos May plays Mercer straight away. Lehman is ready. The left-hander deals it. And it's a breaking ball. This one's a strike. 1-1 on Mercer. Andrews at first. Alvarado at second. Morales at short. And Big Bill Melton down at third. Rich Allen getting a rest here in the second game. 1-1 pitch to Mercer is a called strike 2. That was a three-quarter fastball. It's at the plate. So it's a ball and 2 strikes. The Yankees scored their run in the third inning. Michael double. As Lehman misses outside with a breaking ball, and the count's even 2-2 on Mercer. Michael doubled to lead off the third. Kekich tried to bunt, popped the ball in the air that fell. Third baseman Melton picked it up, threw it past the first baseman Andrews, and Michael scored all the way from second for the only Yankee run. Kekich was awarded a single, and Melton was given an error. So the Yankees lead 1-0 after the White Sox took the first ball game 6-1. Here's the 2-2 pitch now from the left-hander. This is line to left field. Hit hard, but May is right there. Carlos almost to the track, picks it up for the first out. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. Let's pause now for station identification.
You are listening to Radio 81, WGY, a General Electric broadcasting station in Schenectady, New York.
Roy White's the next Yankee hitter, and he takes outside for ball. Roy's been up once, he's fouled out. Yankees lead 1-0. We're in the top of the fourth. Roy batting right-handed here against Dave Lehman, the young left-hander who winds and pumps, and the breaking ball gets the inside corner. So it's 1-1. White leads the Yankees in RBIs with 19. He has 4 home runs. Next pitch is fouled off. That'll be out of play in the upper deck. So Lehman's ahead now, ball and 2 strikes. And pitching to Roy White here in the top of the fourth. Right-handed, White hits 255. With a home run and 4 runs batted in. Swings at the next one, he doesn't get it. Strikeout for Mr. Lehman, that's number 2. For him, there are 2 outs in the fourth. The young left-hander has yet to walk a Yankee. Struck out Torres in the first. Got the Yankees out 1, 2, 3 in the second. Gave up a run in the third. Now he's got 2 hitters out here in the fourth, and a lose a hitter. Felipe popped the short his first time up, but he takes high for a ball. They play a lose straight away, both in the infield and the outfield. Lehman is ready. The pitch, line foul outside of third. Count even a ball to strike on a lose. John Ellis, the catcher, is in the on-deck circle. Yankees ahead 1-0. Reichert facing around out center field. Now he moves further over into left center. And we're ready with the 1-1 pitch to a loop. A breaking ball is too high. So it's 2 balls and a strike. These White Sox have shown some power here this afternoon. And the 2-1 pitch to a loop. Too low, ball 3. Lemons has not walked the batter. Got the first 2 men out here in the fourth. Now he's behind in the count to a loop. 3 balls and a strike. And he winds with the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, bounced in the hole, base hit to left field. Fast out to third, Alou around first base, but he'll go back there after taking a long turn as Carlos May gets the ball quickly into the infield. So Alou has picked up his first base hit. That's where the Yankees had just their fourth. And that'll bring in Johnny Ellis. Mercer got a hit in the first inning. Michaels doubled in the third. Kekich got a bunt single in the third as Ellis takes inside. Now Alou with 2 outs is singled in the fourth. Ellis bounced short his first time up, a big right-handed hitter. John's been going to right field quite a bit as Alou is checked at first. And the pitch down the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes, blocked by Brinkman. He keeps it in front of him, and Alou cannot advance to second. Outfield plays Ellis to pull with Carlos May deep in left field. Now Lemons wants another baseball, and Frank Umont obliged with one. Pitch to Ellis is outside, ball 3. Quick throw to first, but Alou is back there safely. Well, the Detroit Tigers, by winning today, increased their lead over Baltimore when the Orioles lost 2.5 games. Might go further than that because Baltimore was losing the second game. Pitch to Ellis is swung on and missed. John going after a 3-0 pitch. Didn't get it. And it counts 3-1 now. Cleveland, by winning, only a half game behind Baltimore. The Yankees 6 games out. Boston 6.5. They lost. Tightening up a little bit. Pitch to Ellis. Hit on the ground. Base it up the middle. Alou around second, but he'll hold there now as the center fielder, Riker, comes in quickly and shoots the baseball up. So the Yankees have put together back-to-back singles here in the fourth with 2 outs. They have Alou at second, Ellis at first, and the hitter will be Hal Lanier, the third baseman. The Yankees ahead in this ball game 1-0 behind Mike Kekich after losing the first ball game 6-1. Tom Bradley over Mel Stottlemyre. Bradley won his 6th, and Stottlemyre goes 1 game under 500. He lost his 6th. Mel has won 5. Lanier bounced to second his first time up. Takes down low for a ball. Now batting right-handed. Bernie Allen played the first game at third for the Yankees. Now the pitch. Swung on, driven deep to left center field. Mays after it. Can he get to it? Way back on the track. He stopped at one end and falls down. Carlos May with a long run off the drive off the bat of Hal Lanier. He had a long way to go. Finally got the ball in front of the 375-foot mark here at White Sox Park. This judge is just a bit dole for it, picks it up with one hand, and he saved young Dave Lemons 2 runs in. That's the third out for the Yankees in the fourth. No runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. At the end now of 3.5 innings of play, the Yankees lead the Chicago White Sox 1-0. Good shot.
Run around a tennis court on a hot summer day, and you really run up a thirst.
Just too good, dude.
When that last set of goes, you'll be set for a couple of beers. So today, there's only 1 beer that'll do.
Chicago White Sox come in and see Richie Allen. You'll really be seeing something. Bill? All right, Louis Alvarado will lead off the fourth for the White Sox. Yankees lead 1-0. And Kekich gets the first pitch in, and it's popped up into short left field. Michael is back. White's back. They both call for it. Michael sits in and takes it in front of Roy White. So So Alvarado cutting on the first pitch, pops to Gene Michael. Michael went a long way out to left field to pick up that ball.
You know, White started yelling as soon as the ball was hit. As you said, we could see it from here, but I guess Gene couldn't hear him.
Now with one out, here's Carlos May, and May gets a hand for that sparkling catch he made out in left center field against Al Lanier. Carlos singled his first time up. Chokes up on the bat. He bats left-handed. Kekich gets a sidearm fastball in it, bunted foul outside of third. Lanier, the third baseman, doesn't play in too close for May. He's giving him plenty of room to bunt down the third baseline. Mike is ready. Kekich is over the head. The pitch. Sidearm fastball is too tight. 1-1. You know, May is one of the few White Sox players who was originally signed by the White Sox. They've traded for a lot of players. His fastball is inside. Andrews, the first baseman. Alvarado, the second baseman from other ball clubs. Felton, of course, the White Sox. Allen was traded here. Here's the 1-1 pitch now to May. That's a strike two call. Jay Johnstone and Rick Reichert, both are traded ball players. Pat Kelly, I think, came from the Minnesota Twins.
Pretty good trade.
Even Tom Bradley from the California Angels, the first game winner. This curveball is driven deep to right field. Torres is after it. Lefty now with room. Thinks he can't get it. Up against the wall. May around first. He's around second, going for third. The throw there is too late. Torres has sent the ball all the way up the wall in right field.
I never saw a throw that far. And with something on it. And a perfect throw at that. I want to tell you, that Torres showed me something with that arm.
That had to be about 365 feet in the air.
Just trying to count it. 90 feet to second, another 90 to 180, another 90, 270. It's way over 300 feet. Wow.
And he threw a strike. So Carlos May with one out, first and third base. And the batter is Rick Reichert. Now, this fella's been hitting the ball hard against the Yankees. In the first two games he played, he got 6 RBIs. And the first time up, he hit a shot to White left field, and Roy made a sparkly catch on near the line. So the Yankees now will bring their infield in. They lead 1-0, and they want to cut this run down. Reichert's 0 for 1. Mike Kekich will wind up. And the pitch. Fastball is too tight for a ball. May has enough in him to try to score. He's really hustling around the bases. And he probably was as surprised as anybody. The ball was there by the time he got there. Here's the wind and the pitch to Riker. That's the called strike. Gets past Ellis, but it doesn't go very far. And Carlos May made no attempt at all to try to score. Time's called now as Humont wants to look at the ball. It's all right. The Yankees play Riker to pull. Big right-handed hitter who seems to have come into his own here with the White Sox. Originally signed by the California Angels. Spent part of last year with the Washington Senators. Now the Texas Rangers. Yankees with the infield in with one out. Kekich over the head. Pumps and deals inside. 2 balls and a strike. Rene Bellou in close at first. Horace Clark in at second. Michael, the stick, Gene Michael, in close and short. And Lanier just behind the bag and wide of third. Kekich looks over at May leading from third. Now Mike's ready over the head. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, almost hitting. Ball 3. On deck is Big Bill Melton. Time's called now as Reichert wants some fine tar. He's got Kekich down in the count. 3-1. Let's see what happens here. Very enthusiastic back day crowd. The pitch. Strike 2 call. A slider. Got the inside corner. Ever give attendance in here? Have they given attendance?
No, not yet. We've been waiting very anxiously. See how many there's here. It's got to be at least 45.
Full count now on on Rick Reichert. Carlos May on at third. Time's called. Reichert steps up. Mike Keck is trying to preserve his string of shutout innings here. He's over the head and the pitch. It's deep to left field. White way back down the track now. Now he has the range as May tags at third. White pulls in the ball for the second out, and Carlos May jogs across home plate easily after tagging at third. And the ball game's all tied up. The Yankees won and the White Sox won. Give Reichert a sacrifice fly, and that's his 7th run batted in the 3 games he's played here against the Yankees. With 2 outs, Bill Melton will be the hitter. The first time up, this big fellow walked. Michael sits in the hole for Melton. He expects him to pull all the way, as do the Yankee outfield. And the first pitch is outside. Lanier deep behind third. Michael over near Lanier at third base, really shading Melton to pull the ball. The left fielder White deep in left field, and Mercer, the center fielder, playing way over in left center. Change-up misses outside. Horace Clark at second is almost behind second base. And Rusty Torres swung way over into right center. It's 2-0 pitch now. Fastball is too high, ball 3. Scratch for their first run in the 3rd inning when Michael scored from second on an error. As Kekich pitches outside, he walks Melton. And the White Sox have tied it up in this inning on a triple by Carlos May, who almost got gunned down at third by Rusty Torres, but he made it safely. And then Rick Reichert hit a sacrifice fly to White in deep left field to drive Carlos May in. So with 2 outs, Melton at first. Here's Mike Andrews. Andrews is playing first base in the second game after starting at second in the first game. Time call as Andrews steps up. Alou will hold Melton at first. Everybody else straight away for Andrews. Kekich comes set and the pitch, and it's a strike. They backed him out, but that ball got a lot of the plate. Andrews backed off. I think he was looking for a ball inside. Kekich has walked 2 and he struck out 3. The pitch to Andrews, the changeup driven to left field. That ball's going to be trouble. White is after it. Can't get it. Fine. It's up against the wall. Melton around third. He's going to score. Andrews will hold at second. And the White Sox have taken the lead on Andrews' double. Sox now lead 2-1. Good ball game the first game. He drove in 2 runs for the White Sox. So Mike now with a double down the left field line. The ball skipped past White. Wanted to catch it on the fly. Couldn't get to it. Ball went under his glove all the way up against the wall 352 feet away. By the time it was retrieved, Melton had hustled around the bases. He had scored the White Sox second run of the inning, and they now lead 2-1. And the hitter is Rich Morales, the shortstop. He weighs 185 pounds, and he's from Cincinnati, Ohio. As Frank Lesser mentioned earlier, he's the brother of Detroit shortstop Eddie Brinker. One pitch hit on the ground. Brinker will have it. He'll go to Clark at second, and they force Morales there for the third out. They got the third out just after the White Sox picked up 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no Yankee errors and 2 men left on base. At the end of 4 full innings of play, the Chicago White Sox 2, the New York Yankees 1.
When a man goes a few rounds with a punching bag, he's sure to come up with a powerful thirst. A more than 1 beer thirst. When this workout's over, he'll be good for a couple of beers at least. That's why he'll be good for Schaefer. Schaefer Pleasure stays first beer smooth, first beer bright, first frosty glass to last. You see, we started practicing on more than 1 beer thirsts back before most brewers even started brewing. And practice makes perfect.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
On the scoreboard, Kansas City beat the Red Sox 7-5 in the first game. Boston leads the second game 2-0 into 3. Cleveland finally won a ball game. They beat California 6-4. Oakland won the first game from Baltimore 2-0. The second game, Oakland leads 2-0 at the end of 7.5. Detroit defeated Minnesota 3-0. Texas shut out Milwaukee 10-0. Atlanta beat the Mets 9-3. Chicago leading San Diego 3-1, playing the bottom of the 9th inning. Cincinnati shut out the Phillies 2-0. Houston over Montreal 5-0. And the Cardinals leading the Dodgers 1-0. The Pirates beat the Giants 4-3 in the first game. Looks like some pretty good pitching today, Phil. A lot of shutouts.
I tell you, that Gibson and Austin will be hooked up in a pretty close duel out there on the coast, too. Gene Michael will lead off for the Yankees as we go into the top of the 5th. The White Sox lead 2-1, and he takes the first pitch, and it's a called strike from Dave Lehman, the young left-hander. Who pitches again. This one bounced up the middle. Lehman leaps and gloves it. The pitcher goes to first base, and Michael is out. That is Lehman showing some agility there. So one out here in the 5th, and Mike Gaggett will bat for himself. Mike got a bunt single his first time up. It was instrumental in the Yankee scoring because the third baseman Melton had to field that bunt, which was popped over the pitcher's head going toward shortstop, and Melton promptly picked it up and threw it past his first baseman for an error, and Michael scored all the way from second base with the Yankees' only run. The Sox picked up 2 last inning, and they lead 2-1. First pitch is bounced up the middle. Morales moving quickly towards second, comes up with it, and the shortstop goes to first base for the second out. So that's 3 pitches and 2 outs, and Horace Clark will be the hitter. House is 0 for 2. He's bounced to third and popped up. The outfield shortens up for Clark. And Bill Melton down at third also shortens. And the left-hander Lemons is ready. The first pitch is a called strike. And there's a called strike 2 on the Hawks. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on, 2 outs. We're in the top of the 5th. The pitch too low. There's a ball, 1-2. Lemons from Charlotte, North Carolina. Spell Lemonds. And the young left-hander's ready. The pitch is hit right back to him. It should be easy for him. He'll go to first, and that's it for the Horace Clark, and that's it for the Yankees. In the 5th, 3 up, 3 down. At the end of 4 1/2, the White Sox 2, the Yankees 1.
Ladies and only Terry Morris back with a great twin performance. Terry Morris, Ford and Mercury, your double good auto dealer. 2 great lines of cars, 2 outstanding locations. Morris, Ford and Mercury, Route 50 at Burnt Hills, and Route 50 in downtown Ballston Spa. Yes, Terry Morris is back with the square deals you remember and the service you already expect with the Terry Morris name. As always, Morris gives you more. Prices like these: 1972 Mavericks, $19.95; 72 Pintos, $18.15; 72 Torinos, $23.25; 72 Mustangs, $24.55. See why everyone is excited? Terry Morris is back. See Ford's newest twin dealer, Morris Ford and Mercury, 1 mile north of the Burnt Hills traffic light on Route 50 and Milton Avenue in downtown Ballston Spa.
All right, regardless of what anybody tells you, the Yankees will be home after this trip. And on June 18th, it'll be Bat Day and Father's Day at Yankee Stadium. And boy, they had a successful Bat Day today here. Not a seat left in the house. So we hope we see you all out at Yankee Stadium June 18th. Bat Day, Father's Day, and the Texas Rangers. Bill?
All right, Philip. That hand was for Dave Lemon, pitcher. Done quite a job holding the Yankees to 1 run. As the White Sox have 2, and he'll lead off the last of the 5th. He bats left-handed and takes high from Kekich. First time up, this young fella struck out. He's only 23 years old. The next pitch from Mike is cut on and missed. And we got a good cut, but it's 1-1. Lemons was the number 1 draft choice, the secondary phase of the June 1968 draft for the White Sox. A pitch from Kekich. Tight. 2 balls and a strike. Started that first year with San Diego. Stops in Raleigh, Durham, San Antonio. The pitch swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. Lemons was the number 1 draft choice of the Chicago Cubs, not the White Sox. Back in 1968. Traded to the White Sox in 70. This pitch is cut on and missed. So Kekich strikes him out for the second straight time, and as Walt Williams gets ready to come in, this is the New York Yankee Baseball Network as far as position identification.
You are listening to Radio 81, WGY, a General Electric broadcasting station in Schenectady, New York.
Walters 0 for 2. He's flying out and bounced out. He bats right-handed. Tries to bunt. Bunt's foul down the third baseline.
No way you can beat out a bunt. I'm saying that ball took off just like a billiard table. Unless you keep it in that little area between the AstroTurf and foul line.
Then the catcher throws you out.
Yeah.
No balls and a strike on Williams. 1 out, nobody on. Last half of the 5th. White Sox leading 2-1. Kekich steal. Fastball gets the plate. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Mike has walked 3, 1 intentionally. And he struck out 5. Stottlemyre struck out 8 in his 7 innings in the first ball game. The 0-2 pitch. This is outside, a waste pitch. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. In that first ball game, the White Sox beat the Yankees 6-1. Bradley won his 6th. Stottlemyre was the loser. Mel is now 5-6. Kekich lights the sign from Ellis. Over the head. Pumps and deals a 1-2 pitch. Fastball is fouled off. So it's still a ball and 2 strikes on little Walt Williams. They call him No Neck. Behind his back. When you see him, you call him Walter. He does not like to be called No Neck. Here's a 1-2 pitch to him. Curveball, that's too low. That gets a piece of Umar. Get him on the toe, much to the delight of the fans here. About 46,000 of them. Maybe 10 or 12 of them are gone home. 10 or 12,000 of them left. They've got their bats, are probably playing with them.
I tell you, it started off as a beautiful day, but it certainly has turned chilly for people who are not in the sun.
Count's even. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Walter Williams. Kekich over the head. The stylish left-hander deals a fastball that is too tight, and it's a full count. Shadows just reaching the mound here. Kekich is pitching out of the center. Payoff pitch to Walk. Too tight. Ball 4. Walk given up by Kekich. One attention. And that'll bring in Louis Alvarado, the second baseman. He struck out, popped up. Lou will hold Williams at first. Little fella can run, although he has only one stolen base so far this year. He's pesky. Outfield straight away for Alvarado. Alvarado's 5'9". He's Puerto Rican. Came over here in the Louis Aparicio trade. White Sox and Aparicio over the Red Sox for Andrews and Alvarado. And he takes outside for ball. Alvarado wears number 1. Most valuable player in the International League in 1969 with Louisville. Now the stretch, the pitch to Alvarado. Hit on the ground. To Lanier at third, comes up, goes to second for 1, back to first, double play. Lanier moving far to his left, wide at third, loved that ball from Alvarado and turned it into a 5-4-3 double play. So the Yankees get out of that inning with a DP, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for the White Sox. At the end of 5, the Chicago White Sox 2, the New York Yankees 1.
When you believe in people, the word gets around.
Every week, AFCO Financial Services loans money to over 20,000 people with over 20,000 reasons for borrowing. And we do it for a very good reason. AFCO believes in people. So when you come into AFCO, you come into money. Because if you deserve the credit at AFCO, you get it. Spread the word. AFCO Financial Services.
When you believe in people, the word gets around.
You know, in all the sports world, there's no fan like a baseball fan. And it's the same in the world of dining places, too. There are no restaurants like the ones that honor the carte blanche credit card. Fine restaurants that feature French cuisine, like the Hippopotamus at 134 East 54th Street. Or your favorite American dishes like you'll find at the Spindletop Restaurant located at 254 West 47th. Enjoy these fine restaurants soon with a carte blanche credit card. Carte blanche, a subsidiary of AFCO. Hippopotami. No, I don't know, really. Let's see if there's any change on the scoreboard. We don't have much time. Kansas City over the Red Sox 7-5 in the first. Boston leading second 3-0. Cleveland beat California 6-4. Oakland. Oh, in the bottom of the ninth of the second game, Oakland won the first game 2-0. Oakland's leading 2-0. Oh, would that be embarrassing for Earl Weaver to be shut out twice?
He's throwing bats.
Go ahead, Bill.
All right, here's Rusty Torres, the lead off the sixth for the Yankees. Rusty batting right-handed, takes a fastball on the outside corner from young Dave Lemons. Rusty's been up twice. He struck out and bounced out. White Sox lead 2-1. We're the top of the sixth. The next pitch is cut on, hit on the ground to the second base, off his glove into short right field. And Torres is on safely at first, and Alvarado is given an error. Ball is hit sharply to the left of the second baseman toward the first baseline. He couldn't handle it, and Torres is given life. So he's on at first base, and that's the Sox second error. And the hitter would be Bobby Mercer. Bobby's now 14 for 21. Last trips, he singled and flies to left field. Lemons goes to first, but Torres is back there safely. Sox won the first ball game 6-1. They're trying to win this one. Stretch and the pitch. Mercer takes too low, and it's a ball. Roy White on deck. Lemons checks Torres. The pitch. Breaking ball. That's a strike. And it's 1-1. This fellow Lemons has an excellent slider. He throws it from three-quarter motion. It really runs away from the left-handed hitter. And he's been throwing strikes with it. The pitch to Mercer. Curveball. Laced to right field. It's a base hit. Torres hustling around second, but he'll stop there as Walt Williams comes in, gets the ball in quickly, and the Yankees now with runners at first and second. And Bobby Mercer is 2 for 3 in this ball game.
has got to be one of the hottest hitting streaks. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games that I've seen in a long, long time.
He's doing some mashing.
Huh?
So he's doing some mashing.
Oh.
Mercer's mashing. And I've got somebody up on the left side for the White Sox. They've got Dick Gossage out there warming up, a right-hand. Roy White's in. He's fouled out and struck out. Runners at first and second lead. Roy hits the line drive to right field. Hits here quickly as long waves. He can't get it. Ball hits in front of him. Torrey's around third. He'll score. And Mercer will have to hold at second base. And this ball game's all tied up at 2 apiece. Give Roy White a single to right field. Just out of reach of a diving Walter Williams. Torrey's off and running, scored from second. Mercer had to hold at second. And Roy White has just driven in his 20th run of the year. And the score's all tied at 2 apiece. Felipe Alou is in. White on at first, Mercer at second. Alou's 1 for 2. He's popped up and he singled to left.
Well, Walt Williams made quite a play, Bill, at that. And blocking that ball had been inside the park job, but he just couldn't locate it. Otherwise, Torrey would not have been able to score.
These White Sox are really hustling. Now time's called as the Sox manager, Chuck Tanner, is up and out of his dugout. Now he wants to talk to his young left-handed pitcher, Dave Lemon. Also the catcher, Chuck Brinkman, and the first baseman, Mike Andrews. And that Bobby Mercer really has a hot bat, Bill. He's batting what now, 275?
75, and just 4 days ago he was at 206.
So what's that, 69 points?
Unbelievable.
Road cooking.
And I tell you, the times that he made out, a lot of them could have been that Carlos May made a play on him in that first game. I still think he trapped him. But Bobby's the only one argued. He jumped about 6 feet in the air as he rounded first. Take this kid out. Boy, well, we can finish the scores. Yeah. I'll just go over the whole scoreboard and give you the homers and winning pitches. All right with you, Bill?
Yeah, because they're going to change pitchers here. Lemons is leaving and Nick Gossage is coming in.
Kansas City beat Boston in the first game 7-5. Fitz Morris the winner. He's 2 and 3. Pope the loser is 4 and 5. Tommy Harper had his 7th homer in the 9th. Paul Shaw got the big hit of the game, though. His 2nd homer of the year in the 6th with the bases loaded. Red Sox lead 3-0 at the end of 3.5 of the 2nd. Curtis for Boston. Hedlund started, split off in the 3rd. Cleveland beat the Angels 6-4. Wilcox the winner. He's 5 and 4. Clark the loser is 4 and 5. Stanton, former Met, got his 6th homer of the year in the 7th with 1 on. Alex Johnson got his 5th. Oakland shut out Baltimore 2-0. Hunter the winner is 6 and 2. Cuellar the loser 2 and 5. Sal Bando hitting his 2nd homer of the year in the 1st with 1 on. In the 2nd game, it's Oakland 2, Baltimore nothing, playing the bottom of the 9th. Dave Hamilton, never heard of him, started for Oakland. Then Fingers and Knowles came on. Alexander's been in there all the way for Baltimore. Baltimore batting in the bottom of the 9th. Detroit shut out Minnesota 3-0. Timmerman the winner is 4 and 4. Blyleven the loser is 7 and 3. And Mickey Stanley got his 4th homer in the 7th with 1 on. Texas shut out Milwaukee 10-0. Cam the winner is 2 and 3. Lockwood the losing pitcher. And no homers in that game. Atlanta beat the Mets 9-3. Schuler the winner is 2 and 1. Matlack lost his first game of the year. He's 6 and 1. Evans had his 8th homer for the Braves in the 4th with 2 on, and Rusty Staub his 8th in the 3rd with 1 on. The White Sox beat San Diego 3-1. Ferguson Jenkins now 6 and 5. Grief the loser 3 and 8. Huntley homered. And the Cubs, that is. The Cubs beat San Diego 3-1. Cincinnati over the Phillies 2-0. Houston shut out Montreal 5-0. Cardinals beat the Dodgers 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. That's Gibson against Osteen. And Pittsburgh beat the Giants 4-3 in the first game. Bill?
All right, Philip. Here's Alou with runners at first and second. And Gossage misses outside with a breaking ball. There are no outs here in the 6th. The score's all tied at 2 apiece. Mercer's down at second, White at first. Gossage comes set. The next pitch to Alou is swung on, and it's missed. Down to even a ball and a strike. Gossage is making his 10th appearance for the White Sox. He's won 1 ball game and he's lost none. No saves. Second time the Yankees have seen him, and he misses outside with a breaking ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
You see, Mercer kicked the dirt just then. He's been timing Gossage's move, and he almost went that time. Gossage kind of automatic like Denny McLean is. And Bobby didn't go, and then when he saw him pitch, he kicked the dirt.
Now let's take a look at that. Now the pitch. Bobby's not going. He's hit on the ground to short. Morales goes to second for one. Throw back to first in time. Double play. Mercer will hold at third. But Gossage comes in, and he gets out of a little trouble as he entices Alou to hit into a 6-4-3 double play, so there are 2 outs. And Mercer's on at third, and the batter's Johnny Ellis. Time's called now as Chuck Brinkman wants to talk to his pitcher.
Hey, Bill, we got a final score, and Oakland shut out Baltimore in the second game, just like the first game, 2-0. So Earl Weaver's Orioles shut out in 2 games, and that Hamilton is the winner, and Alexander the loser. So Oakland winning that doubleheader, and Baltimore losing 2, and Detroit picks up a game and a half on Baltimore.
All right, Bill, and Ellis takes outside for a ball. And that means then that the Cleveland Indians are tied with Baltimore now for second in the East. Here's the next pitch. Outside gets past the catcher. Mercer hustling in. He'll score easily. And the Yankees now take the lead 3-2. Give Brinkman a pass ball. That was a tough pitch for him to handle. And it got by him. He had to try to backhand that ball. It scooted out under his glove, went all the way back to the screen, and Bobby Mercer trotted through to score easily the Yankees' second run of this inning, and the Yankees have taken the lead 3-2 over the Chicago White Sox. And the count on Ellis now is 2 balls and no strikes. John has singled, and he's bounced out in 2 trips. Next pitch is a strike, and it's 2-1. Hey, that new fella, Cecilio Acosta, and a left-hander, Terry Forster, now warming up down the left side for the White Sox. The breaking ball is swung on and fouled off by Ellis. So the count's all even 2-2. That Acosta was the guy they brought up to replace Bart Johnson. Had 13 saves down in Tucson.
Yeah, I saw that, eh?
He's a right-handed fella from Mexico. Breaking ball again, fouled off by Ellis. That was a high breaking ball. John Reddy went up to try to get it. Fouled it off. Gossage is only 20 years old, as is that big left-hander out there, Forster. White Sox have a lot of young players scattered around. Now the 2-2 pitch to Ellis. A fastball, side on a fastball. This is outside. It was close. That's a full count on John. Howland here on deck. Yankees have picked up 2 runs this inning with the help of a little shaky fielding by the White Sox, and they lead 3-2. Payoff pitch, the breaking ball, waved at, missed, struck him out. But the Yankees pick up 2 runs. On 2 hits, there was 1 error, and nobody left on base. Mercer scoring on a pass ball. At the end of 5.5 innings of play, the New York Yankees 3, as the fastball that was charged to Brinkman has been changed to a wild pitch. But anyway, at the end of 5.5, the New York Yankees 3, the Chicago White Sox 2.
The best glass of beer in the world. It's that first cold, frosty glass of the day. No other beer tastes quite as great unless your beer is Schaefer. Because every glass of Schaefer tastes just as good as the first. So treat yourself to the best glass of beer in the world, every beer through. Treat yourself to Schaefer. Brother, you've got it coming.
Schaefer is a wonderful time when you're having more than one.
We've seen the Yankees battle back so often this year. Now they're ahead 3-2, and you folks can see it for yourself when the Yankees return home from this trip on June the 13th. They'll meet the White Sox for 3 night games. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then Texas comes in. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and that day, Sunday, June 18th, and Father's Day. Bill?
All right, Scooter. Carlos May will lead off for the White Sox in the 6th. May is a perfect day against Gagich. Even though he bats left-handed, he's single and triple. Carlos has also scored a run, and he takes a strike from Mike. the Sox picked up their 2 runs to take a 2-1 lead in the 4th. May tripled with 1 out. Was driven in on a sacrifice fly by Rick Reichert. Melton walked, and Andrews doubled him in. Change-ups inside. It's 1-1. The Yankees have been opportunists here, taking advantage of some shoddy play to score 1 run in the 3rd and pick up 2 more in the 6th. The 1-1 pitch to May, a breaking ball. It's called strike 2 by Frank Dumont. Jackets ahead, ball 2 strikes on Carlos May, the left fielder. Side-on fastball, hit foul outside of first. Past Felipe Alou, fielded by the ball boy down the right field line. Didn't give much against left-handed pitchers. That time, Kekich came from down south, sidearm, but May hung in and pulled the ball foul. Didn't back off at all. Mercer doesn't back off from left-handers. Of course, those switch hitters don't have to worry about anything like that, fortunately. 1-2 pitch now. Overhand curveball that misses outside, and it counts all even at 2 apiece. On deck is Rick Reichert. And then Bill Melton. Kekich winds, pumps, and deals. The fastball hit foul. That'll be in the Yankee dugout. The Yankee outfield plays May to hit to the opposite field. White straight away and left. Mercer shades him a few steps toward left center. And Torrey straight away and right, so there's plenty of room in right center. Here's a 2-2 pitch. A change-up curve driven deep to right center. Rusty Torrey with the glasses down. Back there now. Rusty has the range, comes in a couple of steps, up with the glove and in with the baseball. And there's 1 away. And with 1 out, the batter will be Rick Reichert. This fellow's driven in 7 runs in this series. He's only played 3 of the 4 games. He lined hard to White in left field. Roy made a sterling catch out there, and he's also got a sacrifice fly as he drove White all the way back to the track. Back in the 4th, drove in the White Sox first run. He takes a breaking ball that's too high from Kekich. Rick Reichert, former football player at the University of Wisconsin, got a chance of playing the Rose Bowl. The next pitch, a changeup, bounce to third, foul outside of third, as Lanier gloves it outside the foul line. So the count's 1-1. I guess for an athlete, that would be, if you were a football player, one of the first things if you're playing college football that you'd want to do would be to play in the Rose Bowl. If you're a pro baseball player, you'd want to get in a World Series. So that's probably one of the things this fellow's really shooting for. If he's played the Rose Bowl, he'd probably like to get in a World Series. Pitch to Riker. Swung on and missed. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, you just reminded me of something, Bill. I played with the young man, Jackie Jensen, who played in the Rose Bowl, played in the East-West Shrine game, and played in the World Series.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Jackie Jensen.
Jackie Jensen.
Big right-handed hitter, huh? All right, the count's 1-2 on Riker. Kekich winds and deals a breaking ball that's just fouled off. He had him fooled with that breaking ball. He just got a piece of it at the last moment. Now Reichert wants to call time, and he wants some pine tar. Been a lot of guys that have played both football at what might be the major league level, and I think nowadays you could say that college football is pretty much major league football.
Oh, yeah.
And also at the pro level. Looking in at Dallas. He doesn't like the sign. Now he likes it. And the 1-2 pitch to Riker. Fastball, call strike 3. Caught him looking. Threw it by him. Looking for the breaking ball there, and Kekich slipped the fastball in on him. And that's a 6th strikeout for Kekich. 2 outs here in the 6th, and that'll bring in Big Bill Melton. Melton's been up twice. He's walked both times against Kekich. Second time he scored. Yankees lead 3-2. Pitch from Kekich. Fastball is too low. Yankees really play this fellow to full and deep. White almost on the track on left field. Next pitch is too tight. Check it. Kekich has 5 strikeouts, not 6. And there's a strike. 2 balls and a strike. So he's gotten Alvarado, Morales, Lemons twice, and Riker. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Melton. That's a change, and it's a called strike 2. Good pitch by Kekich.
That attendance bill just came in 51,904.
See, 35 yesterday, or 32 the day before.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Hit on one hopper to the third baseman, Lanier. He gloves it backhand. It fires across the diamond. And that's it for Bill Melton. He's out 5-3, and that's it for the White Sox in the 6th. 3 up and 3 down. At the end of 6 full innings of play, the Yankees have 3 runs on 7 hits. The Chicago White Sox 2 runs on just 3 hits.
Trice, Juron. Trice, Juron, Ford, and Mercury of Saratoga.
Ed Trice and Bill Juron, always there personally to see that you get the best buy on the great 72 cars.
Always there in the service shop to see that you get personalized attention.
For Ed Trice and Bill Juron, it's good business to protect your car investment.
No absentee ownership here. You deal direct.
Drive right in for an old-fashioned, low-pressure deal on a brand-new Ford or Mercury.
Selection is huge. Service is steady, dependable.
And when your car's in for service, get a new 72 replacement vehicle, just $3 a day.
Take the time-saving, money-saving, easy way to a new Ford or Mercury.
No stoplights. Up the Northway to exit 15 and drive right into the area's leading Ford Mercury dealer, Trice Juron of Saratoga.
No lack of parking. Trice Juron has 8 acres.
Yeah, and you want to be sure to see their anthills.
Anthills?
Anthills. 15 feet high. Know anywhere else you can see a 15-foot anthill?
Well, here's the scoreboard. This afternoon, Kansas City beat Boston 7-5 in the first of 2. In the second ball game, Boston leads Kansas City 3-0 after 4. Cleveland beat California 6-4. Baltimore lost 2 to Oakland by scores of 2-0 in the first game and also 2-0 in the second ball game. Detroit shut out Minnesota 3-0. Texas over Milwaukee 10-0. Atlanta beat New York 7-3. Chicago beat San Diego 3-1. Cincinnati over Philadelphia 2-0. Houston over Montreal 5-0. And St. Louis leads Los Angeles 2-0 after 6.5. And Pittsburgh beat San Francisco 4-3. Right now, here's the scooter. Phil Rizzuto, the score here. The Yankees 3, the White Sox 2 as we go into the 7th. Scooter?
Okay, Bill, and Lanier, who has bounced to second and flied to left field, robbed on a great play by Carlos May. Takes the pitch low. That evens the count at 1-1. Yankees scored a run in the 3rd. White Sox came back with 2 in the 4th. Yankees picked up 2 in the 6th. Curve, and there's a base hit in the right field as Lanier went with the pitch. Williams up with it. He was ready to throw to first base, but Mike Andrews was not there. He was playing very shallow on Lanier. He would not have gotten him. All right, Gene Michael is the batter. Gene doubled inside 3rd in the 3rd inning and scored. And then in the 5th inning, hit back to the box. Gene now turns around to bat left-handed against the right-hander Rich Gossage. Low, almost a wild pitch, and Brinkman didn't even know he had it. And look at his glove right in the webbing of his glove. Frank Messer, were you ever a Boy Scout? You're always prepared. Got a coat when nobody else would think of wearing a coat.
Well, I had the coat over in Milwaukee. I knew we were going to Milwaukee this trip.
And as a pitch gets away from the catcher, and let's see if Lanier goes to 3rd. He's going to try it, and he's going to make it. Heads up base running by Hal Lanier. He was trying to steal. He'll get a stolen base. And a wild pitch to second, charge to Gossage. First one was almost a wild pitch. Brinkman just barely got it. This one was, and with Lanier running and the ball getting away from the catch, he went all the way to 3rd base. So now the White Sox have to bring the infield in with nobody out. The Yankees leading 3-2 in the top of the 7th. Lanier at 3rd and Gene Michael the batter.
Phil, this crowd today of 51,904 paid is the largest crowd in this ballpark since July 27th of 1954.
Wow.
That was the night game. The White Sox also played the Yankees.
And I know there was standing room, but it doesn't seat that many. I don't have the exact total of what it just does seat.
It seats, well, I'll tell you in a minute.
All right, there's a strike to Michael.
It seats 46,550. So they've got Better than 5,000 standing.
Yes, sir. We hope the Yankee bat day is just as successful. June the 18th. The 2-1 delivery. It squeezes on. It's bunted. It's perfect. And Melton has to go to first base, and the Yankees lead 4-2. Gene Michael laid down a beautiful squeeze bunt. Lanier was almost to the plate. All he had to do was get it on the ground. He did. And Melton's only play was to throw to first. So an RBI for the stick as Lanier scores. And the Yankees now lead 4-2.
That's Michael's 14th run batted in. And he's had some timely base hits.
Yes, he has.
Of course, that wasn't a base hit, but he's had some timely hits prior to this.
Mike Hegich had a bunt single in the third inning and bounced to short in the fifth. Takes a strike. And there's action down in the White Sox bullpen. And don't forget, Richie Allen is sitting on the bench. There's a pitch low and outside. 1-1.
They have the left-hander Terry Forster down there, Bill, and the right-hander Cy Acosta, whom they just called up today.
Oh, Cy, yeah, that's better. What's his real first name? Cecilio or something?
Cecilio, I believe.
Cecilio. Bounce to the first, fair ball, but Andrews is up with it. Will make the play unassisted, and Nick Hegich over there, they're a 2-away. Ball almost got by Andrews for a base hit. Now Horace Clark, who has had a rough road trip. This game he's bounced to third, bunted into a double play, hit to the box. First game he was 0 for 4.
We hear now that this is the 6th largest crowd in the history of the Chicago White Sox.
All right, the pitch to Clark. Low inside, ball 1.
Trying to think if it could be the largest crowd in the American League this year. I think they had over 50,000 in Detroit, though.
That's right on there. There's a base hit for Clark to the opposite field. Carlos May playing him right there. Is up with it. So Horace gets a base hit. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network, and we pause for station identification.
You are listening to Radio 81, WGY, a General Electric broadcasting station in Schenectady, New York.
Rusty Torres the batter. Rusty is struck out. Bounced to second, reached on an error. Throw to first. Horace is back. When Rusty reached on an error in the 6th inning, it started the Yankees on that 2-run inning. Quick throw to first, and he's just barely back. What a move by Gotze. Andrews thought they had him. Now Elton Howard goes over to talk to Clark and say, wait a little while, Horace. Don't get too big a lead until he's ready. 2 men out. Yankees in front, 4-2. Another throw. Horace back in time. This time he didn't have to fly. On deck, Bobby Mercer. Stretch by Gossage. Another throw, and he has to slide back and just doesn't make it. He's thrown 4 times to first base, hasn't thrown a pitch to Torres yet. Now he's set. There's the pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 1.
Clark is only 2 for 30 on this trip. That's a tremendous swap for Horace Clark.
Yes, it is. Certainly is. But he can turn around and get a hot streak like Mercer has now. Throw to first. Clark has to dive, but he's back. It's tough on the hitter when you got a good runner at first base and they keep throwing over there. You're never quite ready.
Just look back. Detroit had 52,150 for their biggest crowd, and that's the biggest crowd in the American League. Somebody told me the Mets had 53,000
today. Yes, they did. Pitch is outside, 1-1. And the Mets were beaten by Atlanta. I don't know whether it was 9-4 or 9-3. Gossage set. Pitch outside, ball 2, 2-1.
I believe it's 9-3 as I read the scoreboard out there. they'd be much better off here if they put some lights in and take some noise out of that scoreboard.
Absolutely. I'm all for that. Quick throw to first. Clock dies back safely. You're right, Frank. 9-3. Even though some lights are out. Dick Whoop. Clock really bluffed going. He had the shortstop covering and the pitcher falling down. The catcher ready to throw, but he came back to first. And it's 3-1 on Rusty Torres. The Yankees out front 4-2. Top of the seventh. There he goes, and the ball is bounced. And had he not been running, it would have been a base hit, but Morales makes the catch and throws him out. As Clark was running, Morales was breaking and fielded the ball on the second base side of second base. And threw him out. That's 6-3. For the Yankees, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left. At the end of 6 1/2, the Yankees 4, the White Sox 2.
High school graduates can get someplace with the Navy.
The original reason I picked the Navy for enlistment was I just liked the way that the Navy operated. School benefits were very, very good, and travel was my main reason. You can really get a well-rounded look at the whole world. The way the Navy's set up now with advanced pay grades for certain high school graduates, you don't have to wait.
See your Navy man soon about getting someplace soon. Today's Navy helps you be what you want to be right now. You can join the Navy right now and not have to report for up to 6 months. A special Navy program called CASH gives you up to 6 months from the time you enlist to do whatever you want to do. If you join the Navy the CASH way, you build seniority for pay while you get 6 months of your total enlistment out of the way. Plus, Navy men just got a raise. Newcomers double their pay. Save yourself some time. See your Navy man about CASH. Today's Navy helps you be what you want to be right now.
Crowd in White Sox history. The most people ever had in this ballpark for a baseball game is 54,215. And today's crowd, 51,904. Second largest crowd in the American League this year. Bill, 2 weeks from today, I think the American League could see its largest crowd. Yankee Bat Day.
I sure hope so, Frank. Mike Andrews has fly to right, double to left. Mike Kekich nursing a 2-run lead now. A left-hander into the windup. And the curve is low, ball 1. It'll be Andrews, Morales, and Brinkman scheduled to bat this inning. As we told you, Richie Allen, not playing this second game, available for pinch hitting duty. The kick and the pitch inside, ball 2-2-0. Joe Lamet flashes the sign. Duo delivery. Inside corner, strike 1. Andrews fell back from the pitch. While Frank Humont said it nicked the corner. 2 balls and a strike. Andrews now steps back, gets time from Frank Humont. Now they're ready. Mike rocks back. Bouncing ball foul. 2-2.
So the paid attendance for the 3-day 4-game series is 114,847. The best 3-day series for attendance here since July 14th, 15th, and 16th, 1961.
Wow, and that was the year of the 61 homers and the Yankees centered and their win over San Francisco. The 2-2 pitch, low, ball 3, 3-2. Full count on Mike Andrews. Now Kekich into the windup. The pitch, inside, ball 4. So Andrews gets the base on balls to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Walk number 5 given up by Kekich. Check that. Won over Cincinnati in 1961 and the Giants in 62. How could I forget that?
I don't know.
All right, Rich Morales, the batter. He has struck out and had an intentional walk. Strike one call. Andrews at first. Nobody out. Yankees leading 4-2, bottom of the seventh. White Sox won the first game 6-1. Andrews a short lead. Bouncing ball could be two. Lanier, foul ball, says Luciano. They got the double play, but Luciano said foul. I tell you, Lanier has turned in a couple of sparkling plays at third base. The Yankees are throwing the ball around the infield. The only one who knew it was foul was Lanier. And what a break for the White Sox. And that was not an easy double play. Lanier was in foul territory when he threw the ball, and Clark made a beautiful pivot to get Morales, but we'll have to do it all over again. 0-2 the count. All right, Andrews back to first. Morales in the batter's box. Alou holds the bag against Andrews. Lindsey McDaniel is up in the Yankee bullpen, stretched by Kekich. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. He got him. So they didn't get the double play, but they have one out. That's the sixth strikeout now for Kekich.
17 White Sox have struck out today. There were 11 strikeouts by Yankee pitching in the first game. 8 by Stottlemyre, 3 by Gardner.
Right. Mike Brickman has hit to the box and bounces short. Wow. 4-2, the Yankees lead. Stretched by Mike. Curve bounces short, could be two. Michael goes to Clark once. Back to first. Double play, so they get it anyway. 6-4-3 double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left at the end of 7. It's the Yankees 4 and the White Sox 2.
This is Henry Diamond, Commissioner of the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Air pollution is one of the major threats to environmental quality. We'll continue to enforce the laws, but we need everyone's help. And spring is a good time for a personal air pollution checkup. First, keep your car well-tuned. Or better yet, when you can, walk or ride a bike. Don't burn leaves or cuttings from the yard. Build a compost pile instead. And don't have a smoky home furnace. A clean furnace is cheaper to run, and it doesn't pollute the air.
This is Richard Rendell. Something special happens when a combat disabled veteran talks with another disabled veteran. They really communicate. That's why Services of the Disabled American Veterans, the DAV, has been effective. Dedicated to the cause of the disabled veteran, DAV has provided free service. If you're combat disabled, needing help, contact a DAV National Service Officer in any Veterans Administration regional office or write DAV, Washington, D.C.
Boston is leading 4-0 at the end of 6.5 in the second game. Cleveland 6, California 4. Oakland shut out Baltimore twice by identical scores of 2-0. And Detroit shut out Minnesota 3-0 on a 4-hitter by Tommy Timmerman. Texas shut out Milwaukee 10-0. In the National League, the Braves 9, the Mets 3. The Cubs 3, San Diego 1. Cincinnati 2, Philadelphia 0. Houston 5, Montreal 0. And St. Louis 2, Los Angeles 0. They're playing the ninth inning. Pittsburgh shaded San Francisco by a score of 4-3 in the first game. Pirates lead 5-0 in the second inning of the second game. Pittsburgh scoring 5 runs in the second inning. And here's that exciting number 1.
Boy, I tell you, they're getting tired of seeing Mercer's face on first, second, third, and home. He's done it all in this series. And he lines a hot shot, but Andrews is up with. The only time they get him out, he hits a bullet. I'm saying I've never seen a guy hit the ball so hard consistently than Mercer has in the last 4 days. All right, here's Roy White. Bobby's 2 for 4 in this game now. White fouled to the catcher, struck out, and singled to drive in a big run in the 6th inning. That was the run that put the Yankees ahead. You know, that tied it for us. And Mercer scored on the wild pitch that put the Yankees ahead. Changeup is in there. Strike call. Good pitch by Gossage. On deck, Felipe Alou. Low and inside, 1-1. Next pitch is fouled back and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 8th, Yankees leading 4-2. Pitch, change up, popped up. Walt Williams coming in, and now Walt, when the second baseman makes the catch, Alvarado. The good thing he didn't give up on it. I don't believe Walt Williams would have caught it.
That was a good play by Alvarado. That wind is blowing very, very hard. That ball was up in the wind, and it just held it toward the infield. Neither Williams nor Riker would have been able to get to it. Good play by Alvarado. He's shown quite a bit, even though he was charged with an error on Rusty Torres' smash in the 6th inning. And Torres has lost 2 base hits when the official scores called errors on him.
Yeah, he's hit some hot shots. All right, Felipe Alou popped a short, singled, and hit into a double play. Takes the strike. Johnny Ellis on deck. Passage winds, the curve is lined, base hit, past Melton. Boy, he hit a shot that time. Carlos May is up with a big turn by Felipe and then hustles back. Any slight bobble by the left fielder or wide throw, and Felipe is ready to go to second base. And the Yankees have 10 base hits in this ball game, and now Johnny Ellis. Ellis fouls to short, single to center, and struck out.
The White Sox have Phil Regan down in the bullpen.
Well, I'm glad to see they didn't give up on Phil. They let him work. One of the games here, and he pitched to just 2 men and gave up 2 hits. They took him right out. Check swing, and he did not swing. Oh, wait a minute, did he foul tip it? Scoreboard is 1-1. 2 men out.
Both those men that got on against Regan scored, so he has an earned run average carried to infinity.
Oh, yes, that's for sure. Foul back and out of play. Well, I think Gossage is due to be the first batter next inning, so this will be his last inning of pitching. Yankees leading 4-2 in the 8th. One ball, 2 strikes on Johnny Ellis. The stretch and the pitch, bouncing ball to third. Melton has it. Cross the diamond to first in time. Ellis is out of there. For the Yankees, no runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. At the end of 7 1/2, Yankees 4, White Sox 2.
When a man goes a few rounds with a punching bag, he's sure to come up with a powerful thirst. A more than 1 beer thirst. When this workout's over, he'll be good for a couple of beers at least. That's why he'll be good for Schaefer. Schaefer Pleasure stays first beer smooth, first beer bright, first frosty glass to last. You see, we started practicing on more than 1 beer thirst back before most brewers even started brewing. And practice makes perfect. Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
All right, they're going to save the heavy artillery for later in the ball game, Phil, as they'll send Pat Kelly, a left-hand batter, up here to swing for Gossage. And he's going to save, Chuck Tanner's going to save Dick Allen for a time when the White Sox have either cut the Yankee lead down or he has somebody on base.
Right. Thinking just like a manager. Why, Pat Kelly will be the batter. Kelly in the first game was 0 for 3. He had a walk and scored a run. Having a little chat with Walt Williams, who is on deck. Kelly is a left-hand batter against the left-hander Mike Hackett. Batting .319 right now. fallen behind Lou Piniella. I'll have to check what Piniella has done today. All right, ready to go. Here's the first pitch to Kelly. He was going to bunt, takes it inside, ball one. He tried several times to bunt in the first game and never got one fair. Excellent speed. Stands close to the plate. Stretch by Mike. Pitch is fouled back over the roof and out of play. 1-1.
Dick Allen, Pat Kelly's teammate with 2 hits in the first game, would be ahead of him now.
That's right, too. Allen started the game about 3:22 and went 2 for 4.
Right.
All right, the 1-1 delivery. Sidearm. He was going to bunt it high, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Lanier is charging in. And on the AstroTurf, if you don't bunt the ball on the dirt, no chance to beat it out. All right, Kekich ready. The 2-1 delivery, a curve bounce foul outside of first.
Guess who's warming up in the Yankee bullpen?
Boggy Lyle.
And they've got Cy Acosta warming up now in the Chicago bullpen, so they may go with him instead of Reagan.
All right. 2-2 on Kelly. The windup by Kekich. Sidearm curve almost hit him in the head. He just didn't sit down and get his head out of the way. Stands a buoy, but Kekich certainly does not want to hit anybody in this spot. If ever. Doesn't want to put anybody on. Yankees with a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th. A full count on Pat Kelly. Now Kelly has for time. Gets back in the batter's box. Mike looks in, gets the sign from Johnny Ellis. The windup, the 3-2 pitch, almost hit him again. Ball 4. And Ralph out of the dugout in a hurry. That's 6 walks given up by Kekich. He's allowed only 3 hits, walked 6, struck out 6, and allowed 2 runs. So Ralph wants to go out and have a little chat with Mike, with Walt Williams scheduled to be the batter. We'll know in a very few seconds whether he's going to bring Sparky in. No, he's going to let Kekich stay in there for at least 1 more man. Walt Williams is fly to right, bounce to third, and walk. Kekich has not allowed a hit since the 4th inning. All right, 4-2, the Yankees in front, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th. Kelly at first. Stretch by Kekich. Pitch to Williams. Ball is down third. It goes foul low.
Lanier raced over there, grabbed that ball in foul territory, remembering Stottlemyre's bunt in the first game that was foul and kicked back there.
And that was fouled by the whole length of that second foul line down there where the keeps runners from going out of the baseline. And Richie Allen very nonchalantly was letting it roll that hit the carpet and kicked in. All right, 1 strike on Williams. Stretch by Mike. Curve is hit high in the air to right field. Torres moving to his left. Is under it, makes the catch. There's 1 away. I tell you, Frank, I don't think anybody could make a throw as deep as Torres was with as much on it and as accurate as that throw was.
That one on base triple.
Right.
He made an excellent throw. He certainly tried to recover from not catching that ball with a great throw to third base. And Carlos May, not been digging as hard as he was, or been just a half a step slower, he'd have been out.
Yes, sir.
It was just as fine a throw, I think, as I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Luis Alvarado struck out, popped a short, hit into a double play. Right-hand batter. The stretch. And the pitch is low, ball 1. On deck, Carlos May. Baloo holding the bag against Kelly. 4-2, the Yankees are leading. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out. Mike comes to the belt. There's one looped into right field, coming on past Torres, and makes the running catch. Sometimes, Frank, I think Torres tries to decoy the runner at first into thinking he's not going to get there. I don't know whether he's misjudged him in doing that, because with his arm, he could double up quite a few.
He decoyed me that time.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get it. 2 out, here's May, is singled, tripled, and fly to right. Bottom of the 8th. Kelly led off with a walk. He's still there. Stretch by Keckett. High and tight, ball 1. Frank Humont will dust off home plate. Very slowly.
Whatever's that compressed air they used to have here to dust off?
I don't know. They still got the hole in the middle of home plate, but I don't know where the button is now. The AstroTurf might have covered it up. The stretch, Kelly leads away. Curve is in there, strike call, 1-1. The little square cut out by the AstroTurf, that's not it, is it, Frank?
That's where they used to keep the baseballs.
Guess
they've taken both those gadgets out.
Probably. There goes the runner. The ball is low. The throw to second base will not be in time. Even though the ball was knocked out of Michael's glove, he was in there. A stolen base for Pat Kelly. He leaves this club, Frank. How many? I think he had 11 coming into the...
That's right, Bill. He had 11. That's his 12th.
Stolen base. The pitch to May was low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Oh, Kelly now in scoring position with 2 outs. Keckett checks him. The pitch is in there. Another breaking pitch, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The White Sox trailing by 2 in the bottom of the 8th. On deck, Rick Reichert. Keckett with a long look in for the sign. Still looking. And now Carlos May decides he's taken too long and steps out of the batter's box. All right, Keckett's ready. The pitch, check swing, ground ball. They're going to have to hurry. Ellis gets it, though. Throws to first. They got him. Good play by Johnny Ellis. He looked like Fairman Munson the way he bounced out there. For the White Sox, no runs, no hits, no errors, a man left. And at the end of 8 full innings, it's the Yankees 4, the White Sox 2.
High in the Green Mountains of Vermont, Camp Wapanaki opens its session on July 2nd for its 34th year of continuous operation. Blind boys and girls are taken free of charge for 1 month of camping. The boys in July, the girls in August. Here they enjoy the right of every child with a summer vacation high in the Green Mountains, where they may study the wonders of nature and engage in fishing, hiking, swimming, canoeing, and other camping activities so much a part of every young American today. If you would like to be a part of this camping program, the New York Institute for the Education of the Blind, 999 Pelham Parkway, Bronx, New York, 10469, will appreciate your interest and cooperation. For further information, write the director or call 547-1234.
Tomorrow's an off day for the New York Yankees, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights they'll be playing the Texas Rangers down in Arlington. So we hope you'll be with us for those games starting at 8:25 on the Yankee Radio Network. Changes here now. Pat Kelly has gone in to play right field. And Walter Williams switches from right field over to left field. And it looks like the kid they just called up, Cy Acosta, will be the new pitcher, Phil.
All right, Frank. You got anything on Acosta? I know he's had 13 saves at Tucson, but...
That's just about enough news on this young man. 13 saves.
Not bad. Al Lanier bounced to second, fly to left, single right. He's scored a big run. He stole a base, and then on a wild pitch continued to third and scored on the squeeze bunt by Gene Michael in the 7th inning. Well, Sparky Lyle has sat down now. The pitch, swing and a miss. Oh, got to watch this kid. He takes big, slow windup and really kicks that leg. Costa gets the sign. Winds again. A little low. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Yankees in the top of the 9th, leading 4-2. Gene Michael on deck. Acosta kicks, and his pitch is lined into right field, in for a base hit. Pat Kelly in up with the ball, and Hal Lanier singles to right. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network, and we pause for station identification.
You are listening to Radio 81, WGY, a General Electric broadcasting station in Schenectady, New York.
Okay, Gene Michael now, who doubled a left and scored in the 3rd, hit to the box in the 5th, and laid down a beautiful squeeze bunt to drive in a run in the 7th. He's up there. Let's see if Hout goes for the sacrifice, the stretch. Nope, and he takes a pitch outside ball 1. Gene was ready to swing away. Andrews at first base holding the bag against Lanier. Stretch by Acosta, throw to first. Lanier is back. He took the stretch and had his hands right under his chin, didn't come all the way down when he threw to first. Starts down, throws to first again. Lanier dives back. Got a good quick move. Hooks in again for the sign. Sets himself. Now comes all the way to the belt. Low. 2 balls, no strike. Well, the base runners will check out Acosta. Maybe the only time he throws to first is when he doesn't come down to the belt. Well, that's something you have to look for. Lanier leads away. He sets. And there's the throw, and he did it from under his chin again. Yankees 4, White Sox 2, top of the 9th. Nobody out. Stretch, he comes to the belt this time. And the pitch is in there. Strike call 2-1.
They have a left-hander, Terry Forster, throwing in the bullpen now for the White Sox. And right-hander out there is Steve Keeley. Rich Hennon is warming up for the Yankees.
Okay, throw to first. And Lanier is back. Gossage likes to throw to first. So does Acosta. Evidently, Chuck Tanner likes his pitches to keep throwing over there. The stretch. Throw over, and he's back in time. Nice backhand grab by Andrews. You mentioned every time he gets the ball and starts, keeps it near his chin, just below his chin, he's thrown to first. Hasn't thrown over there yet when he comes down to the belt. He's coming down. He's at the belt. And the pitch. Outside. 3 balls and a strike. Now, let's see. Dick Hauser flashes signs to Gene Michael and Hal Lanier at first. Nobody out. Right-hander set. Comes all the way down to the belt. There goes Lanier. The ball is swung at, missed, thrown at second. They got him. What a throw that time by Chuck Brinkman to the shortstop Morales. They had the hit and run on, and Michael missed the pitch. So now it's a full count on Gene Michael. If I were a betting man now, when this usually happens when a guy gets caught stealing, the next guy walks. we're not allowed to bet, so. Acosta takes the full windup. The pitch. No, there's a fly to shallow center. Coming on is Riker. He's under it now and makes the catch. Riker thought there was 3 out, but now he's got to turn around and go back. There's only 2 out.
He's playing it real cool, comes walking in as if he was talking to the shortstop who rallies all the time.
All right, Mike Hickett will be the batter. Mike bunted one over the pitcher's head for an infield hit in the 3rd inning. Bounced to short, bounced to first. Yankees lead 4-2. 2 out, nobody on. White Sox won the first game 6-1. Acosta's pitch, low, ball 1. Clock on deck. The next pitch is hit foul and beats down the right field line. 1-1. The 1-1 delivery. Just outside. 2 balls and a strike. The kick, swing, and a miss. Mike couldn't quite reach that one on the outside part of the plate. 2-2. Hickett having a little chat with Brinkman. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Yankees lead by 2 here in the top of the 9th. The 2-2 delivery. Hard smack. Oh, what a play by Alvarado. Backhanded the ball down on one knee, wheeled around and threw him out. Hard hit ball by Kekich for the Yankees. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left. And at the end of 8 1/2, it's the Yankees 4 and the White Sox 2.
National service programs of the Disabled American Veterans, the DAV, have greatly expanded since the start of the 70s. This is Richard Randell. New assigned National Service officers have been hired from the ranks of returning Vietnam combat disabled. They have been professionally trained to help the disabled veteran in his compensation, hospital, and job problems. If you're a disabled veteran in need of assistance or know one that is combat disabled needing help, contact the DAV National Service officer at once. He can be reached in any Veterans Administration regional office, or you can write DAV, Washington, D.C. That address again, DAV, Washington, D.C.
All car experts of New York, New Jersey, Dr. Taylor. Well, some exciting baseball coming up when the Yankees come off this road trip. On June 13th, 14th, and 15th, they'll be playing 3 night games against the Chicago White Sox. Then Ted Williams brings the Texas Rangers in for the weekend of the 16th, 17th, and 18th. Sunday the 18th is Bat Day. Yankees flip Syracuse on Monday the 19th for an exhibition game with their top farm club. And then back home against the Kansas City Royals on Tuesday night the 20th and Wednesday afternoon the 21st. So we'll look for you when the team gets back to Yankee Stadium.
The pitch. He swings, makes it to left field. A line drive. Felton has to hold at second base. And now Ralph Houk is coming out. And so is Richie Allen.
All right, Bill, we're going to have the confrontation of Sparky Lyle and Richie Allen. As Allen has come out to pitch it, just as we said, to get that tying run on base. just finished. He goes 8 in the third inning. He's allowed only 4 base hits. But he walked 7 and struck out 6. Mike has thrown a lot of pitches. And now with the tying runs on base, Brownhouse calls on Sparky Lyle, as Chuck Tanner calls on right hand hitting Richie Allen. Richie Allen, after going 2 for 4 in the first game, is batting .327 with 8 home runs and 34 runs batted in. At the moment, you'd have to say that Richie Allen is the best hitter in the American League. Now, Sparky Lyle pitched 5 innings in yesterday's 13-inning ball game and got the win. Lyle allowed only 3 base hits. He walked Richie Allen once. Allen hit a long drive off of him that Mercer caught at the wall in center field. And he walked him again. So he walked, no, he didn't. He only faced him twice. A long drive to center that was caught on a walk. And here's the confrontation right now with this game hanging in the balance, Bill.
All right, Frank, you've set up a very dramatic moment in this game. As Frank Mesa mentioned, the top relief pitcher in the American League, Sparky Lyle, the top hitter in the American League, Richie Allen, Frank.
And one of the fastest men in the American League has now been inserted as a bench runner at first base, George Porter.
George Porter, O-R-T-A. Here's the stretch by Sparky Lyle. The pitch to Allen. Strike 1 call. Good fastball by Sparky. In the first game, as we showed you, Richie Allen had a double and a single. Was on the front end of a double steal of home. Porter leads off first. Melton on second. The pitch low and inside 1-1. I tell you, there have been some tight, tense, dramatic moments in ball games, but this is a big one. Lyle against Richie Allen. What a battle. The two top men facing each other. The pitch. Oh, he screened one. And the ball game is over. Holy cow, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Richie Allen pitch hits a 3-run homer. And the White Sox beat the Yankees. Unbelievable. I know it happened, but I can hear that scoreboard going off. Richie Allen being mobbed by his teammates, a dramatic home run, and the White Sox win the ball game 5-4.
Fantastic finish for the White Sox, as you can just feel the drama building up to that possible moment. Then when they got the 2 men on, the league's top hitter and the league's top relief pitcher confronting each other, and that was the result. Just an amazing finish for the White Sox, and a devastating finish as far as the Yankees are concerned. They came within 2 outs of splitting the doubleheader and the series. And Phil, short of a World Series, I've never seen a demonstration like that from the dugout.
No, sir, they came charging out. Fortunately, they didn't jump all over him like they do in the World Series. They might have injured him. A line drive home run.
And here are the totals on the ball game for Chicago: 5 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Yankees 4 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. Cy Acosta gets the win. His record is 1-0, and Sparky Lyle is the loser. His record is 2-1. Of course, the first 2 runs, the tying runs, were charged to Mike Jenkins. But the winning run charged to Lyle, that's the home run. And the White Sox take the series 3-1. And now the Yankees will try to regroup and come back against the Texas Rangers down in Arlington, and then wind up the road trip against the Royals in Kansas City. A sweep for the White Sox. They won the first game 6-1, And once again, the final score of the nightcap was Chicago 5 and New York 1.